Hello, we're going to pick up with section 5.3 in polynomial functions. In this part of 5.3, we need to look at substituting into these functions to solve to get some kind of answer. Sometimes we'll be substituting in a number and then getting a number out. Other times we'll be substituting in an expression, and so all we'll be doing is really creating a new expression, new function from that. So starting out though, we'll start with numbers. And so in this first example, we have the respiration, the volume of the air in the lungs during a 5-second respiration cycle is modeled by the equation, or the function, V of t equals negative 0.037 t cubed plus 0.125 t squared plus 0.173 t. With that, we know that t acts like x, and then v of t acts like y. So we're saying the volume is a function of time. Time drives the volume result. Volume's in liters, t is time in seconds, and now we need to find the volume of the air in the lungs 1.5 seconds into the respiratory cycle. So we're going to substitute 1.5 in for t. So here we got our original equation just so we have that. And now you plug in 1.5. Notice over here on the right side, you see the 1.5 is going in. We're going to do something here. On the left side, we're just saying there, that's the number we're plugging in. That's all. Don't do anything else as far as solving. Now we start solving. Remember your order of operations. You cube or you square first. Take care of the powers first, then multiply, then add. Also, you notice here, we've got a decimal and an approximation. So we had to round a little bit. If you can, using your calculator, don't round to the very end. Just let the calculator keep track of all the digits for you and then give an approximate answer at the end. If you need to round as you go, give yourself 3 or 4 decimal places, give you a slightly more accurate answer. As we keep going, now we'll find out we end up with 0.4766 liters. That's the amount, or the volume of oxygen in liters during that respiration cycle. Let's take a look at another one. Here's one that you can do. Same sort of thing. You're going to have to solve. You're told the height of a toy rocket during a 2.35 second flight is predicted with this function. H of t equals negative 4t cubed plus 6t squared plus 8t. H is height in meters, t in time. Notice we always give you exactly what each variable is about. And we want to find the height of the toy rocket 1.25 seconds into the flight. So you're going to have to do the solving for that, and hopefully you come up with letter A, 11.6 meters. Now, as I said before, we can also plug functions or expressions into the function. We won't come up with one number answer necessarily unless a whole bunch of things would cancel, but instead we'll have a new expression that we'll be looking at. So here, the beginning thing says find b of 2x minus 1 minus 3 times b of x if, here's your new polynomial, b of m equals 2m squared plus m minus 1. What we're doing is we're going to say we have to plug in 2x minus 1 here and there, and then, and simplify, do all that, then go back and plug in x here and there, and multiply it by 3 in order to get our final solution. So let's work our way through that. We're going to focus on the 2x minus 1 first. There's our original function, 2m squared plus m minus 1. Plug in 2x minus 1. We're going to replace it or substitute it. Notice there's a squared here, so we're going to need to deal with that. We're going to have to FOIL. You multiply all that out. Here's the 2 times 2x minus 1 squared. That's right there. Then here's your 2x minus 1. I think that's fairly clear. And the minus 1. Now we simplify. Combine your like terms, 8x squared minus 6x. Now we're not done. That's just the first half of the problem. Now we've got to go do the second half. 3bx. And notice they didn't do the minus right away. So just hang on to that minus. We'll deal with that at the end. And you're going to replace x everywhere you see an m. There's your original function, 2m squared plus m minus 1. Plug in an x every time you see m. And after that's all done, then you multiply. Remember, order of operations. Deal with the parentheses first. Nothing else we can do. Now we distribute. So we end up with 6x squared plus 3x minus 3. Now we've got to go back and put the whole thing together. Take the first thing and subtract the second thing. So here we go. Here's our first piece, 8x squared minus 6x. That was from the 2x minus 1. And then 6x squared plus 3x minus 3. Notice it's minus. So we have that there. We'll have to distribute that negative sign and then combine all your like terms. Just like we've been doing, you end up with 2x squared minus 9x plus 3. And that's your final answer. So don't be alarmed if you don't come up with one number answer. An answer like this is okay. And there you see it stated again. All right, now it's your turn to check something out. You're going to take g of 2 of x plus 1 minus 2 times g of x, just like we had before, two pieces, plug them into this g of b equals b squared plus 3, and solve and simplify. When you do that, you should come up with 2x squared plus 4x minus 2.